see you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now. We're like a commercial.
Excellent. Or a seance. I just want to say, I'm a professor. I'm a nuclear engineer by trade, and I became this engineer who became an educator. And for those who saw me talk in the past, literally 30 years ago, I lost a child, and I wanted to focus on trying to make food safety better. And, it's one thing to say I want to make food safety better. And you start doing, you take classes, you get certifications, you get degrees, and you keep getting things defined. And, I want to caution people that your transcripts and LinkedIn are not a vision board. They are definitions. They are terms that don't necessarily fit in your situation. So my wife was in one of your private groups, and then she said, Darin, you need to be part of this. I started doing this, and I started radically rethinking everything I'm doing. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but when I started working on the vision board, I started looking at things, and there's things I didn't want to accept. I had to buy in and have, start believing in myself in a different way. So here's where it gets kind of crazy. I decided that I don't want to try to be the best professor because there's a lot of other professors out there, and I think I'm a good professor. And I don't want to be the best in all these other things that other people are defining what I am. I decided that I am unique in what I do, so I'm going to be an icon. I'm going to be an icon in what I do, what I speak, what I write, what I do, the impact I have on people. And that started really changing things in terms of what does an icon look like? What does an icon want? How does an icon measure their success? How does an icon act? How does an icon talk with people? And I know it sounds weird. I'm not saying celebrity. I'm not even saying influencer. But even just last week, the idea of sitting in front of a packed audience, having an opportunity to speak, and I speak a lot, but this was a very specific audience. And to end up having, standing ovation from a packed audience, and having some of the other biggest icons in the field, different kinds of icons, literally in tears, hugging me, literally in front of this audience, testifying or providing testimony in terms of how important what I'm doing is, and the impact. And I mean, it's a great feeling. And the result is I literally within 36 hours had 8 invitations / speaking opportunities. And this morning I signed 2 of them. It's really pushing me both economically or financially, but in terms of the work I did 2 weeks ago today, I had my 3rd book released, and it's already #1 on Amazon in terms of graphic novels. And then in 3 weeks, I'm off to New York to attend the Tribeca Film Festival, because this film that I'm in is having its world premiere there, and the amount of media attention on this has been crazy. So anyway, there's a lot of different ways to measure things, but in terms of what I'm doing, I think the best way to measure it is the fact that I've built up more trust and belief in myself. One of the dreams that my wife and I had is that she could leave her job and come work with me. She has done that over the past couple of weeks, and that is a hard one. Years ago, we looked at the idea, wouldn't it be great if we worked from home? Now we're looking at this idea of, hey, isn't it great that we can work together on this? And in terms of I just want to include really quick, the vision board. Clarity is important. Clarity is extremely important. I've said there's some things I want to do, but I did them, but I didn't experience them the way I wanted to experience them, right? To say I want something is one thing. To say you want this experience with it is another. I kept telling my youngest son, who's now an adult, I wanted to have a joint birthday party with him, because it was my birthday and his birthday coming up. I want to go out to dinner and we'll celebrate our birthdays together. After everything was said and done, there was a missing component. I realized I wasn't really communicating to him what my vision of that was. And communicating, the idea of I have to be communicating this with my wife. I have to be communicating this with others. It's one thing to have a vision. It's another thing to make sure that other people understand what your vision is in terms of helping it become a reality.
Darin, I am so proud of you. And thank you, Jeanette, for bringing us, both of you, as a couple, because I know sometimes, we have a lot of women in our group, and, people are like, are you only going to do this for women? And I'm like, no, you got to meet Darin and Jack and Jake and all those people inside, because we are a group of strong, confident people living a strong, confident life. And, it's empowering to see every single person step into there and rise. And I really, I'll never forget when you were in that first private group, and I was just like, this is, I see you here. And I remember your wife breaking out, like she said, I was like happy tears to just not be the only one who sees that in you, and then you saw it in yourself. And it's been, that's what, to me, life's about. It's like, how do we all as a collective see these versions of each other?
Well, you know what? It's weird when I say it's a 30-year journey, and yet it's the last mile that was the biggest change and the most transformative. It's like I focus on all the road to get to here, and I never put any thought into, wait, what happens when I get to the destination? Now what do I do? And so the idea of having this vision, like you said, it's not just about the journey; it's about what you get. What do you expect to look for? So the congratulation letters or cards, the so many different elements allow me to put myself in the position. I've got those too. What happens when I get there? What does it look like? How am I measuring? Am I measuring it by the amount of hours that I work, or by the number of projects that I work on, or by the amount of dollars that I bring in? Because I can say it's by the number of hours. Great. So if I work 5,000 hours a week, is that winning? I don't want to win 5,000. I want to work less hours. I mean, we should, right? So sometimes the things that people measure their success by are not necessarily the things that you want to measure your success by. And the titles that they have, the job titles, that's why LinkedIn, it's weird because you spend so much time on resumes and transcripts and LinkedIn, and it's like, yeah, but here's the reality. A part of being an icon is I never want to have to apply for a job again. I want opportunity to seek me out. And it's like, even that, buying into trusting and believing that you're capable of doing that, that's a strong drink to accept.
Congratulations. I love how much you've adopted all of these, philosophies. I'll never forget in our first couple of sessions how much you wanted to, make it logical. And then once you saw it logical and you saw the emotions of trust and the trust bucket and seeing where things would go when you're really trusting this process, I mean, you've catapulted, and it's just so exciting. So thank you for being that example and sharing yourself with this amazing community. So appreciate you and Jeanette. Congratulations on your success and continued impact, which is really what it's about. And
thank you.
In the honor of those that, you're doing it for. Take care. Thank you, Darin.